This magnificent new Cadillac presents truly thrilling beauty.
Cadillac has been around since 1902, and from day one, it defined luxury. And for many, many years, it was the benchmark. It was the dream car. But then Lexus came along, followed by the Germans, and then the financial collapse. And GM and Cadillac had to reinvent itself. Well, first up was the CTS to rave reviews, but the icing on the cake in 2013 not only was the ATS Motoring's Car of the Year, but also the North American Car of the Year. The result? Sales have gone up. In fact, this year alone, sales are up 42%. Well, the renaissance is about to continue with the third generation CTS. And as we're about to see, General Motors and Cadillac has two words for Mercedes and BMW. Look out.
We looked at our competition, we looked at Mercedes, we looked at Audi, we looked at BMW specifically and said, we're going after you. We went after BMW on their 3 Series and followed up with the ATS, and arguably ATS is a much finer car, and a lot of people have said, yeah, that's the finest car I've ever been in. It's better than a 3 Series. We're doing the same thing with this, and we're going after a 5 Series. We're saying, yeah, this is the best car that you'll ever be in.
We are trying to break into the segment that really hasn't considered Cadillac in recent years, because they have a vision of Cadillac that maybe was 10 or 20 years outdated. We're trying to show them that we really are about art and science, the technology and performance in the new Cadillacs.
We couldn't have thought of a better setting than right out here on this terrace to bring this all-new Cadillac CTS to life. It is a demonstration of the new GM doing what it said it was going to do, and that was to create the world's best vehicles again. Being our flagship brand, we've decided that we're not going to play for second place, that we're building cars, designing and developing them to beat the perennial best in the industry.
The base vehicle starts with a 2-liter turbo that produces 272 horsepower. From there, you can step up into a 3.6-liter V6. It produces loads of power, 321 horsepower. Once you get into that powertrain, you get into an 8-speed automatic, which is a first for Cadillac. And then above there, we got a little treat. It's a 3.6-liter twin-turbo V6, and that produces 420 horsepower.
You know, when you're sitting inside the CTS, you feel like you're in the lap of luxury. And when you can pay up to 75 G's for one of these babies, so you should. But remember, this is a sports sedan. The competition, BMW and Mercedes. It has to handle like one, and it does. Goes into the corners like it's on rails. But for me, it has to sound like one too. I'm driving the V6, about 320 horsepower. Let's have a listen. You like that? Me too.
Longer, lower, leaner was the mantra when we designed this car, bringing the hood line down, to bring the roof line down, to give it a more luxurious look, feel.
When you're comparing your vehicle to the likes of BMW and Mercedes, you're obviously going to be talking about comfort and performance. That's fine with Cadillac, but there's another important feature that Cadillac thinks you should know about, and that is the fact that the CTS has been watching its weight.
We're about 200 pounds lighter than our closest competition. We're about 3,600 pounds. It's unbelievably light car.
You know, the CTS, as expected, comes loaded with technology and active safety to keep you from running into the other guy. It's even got an alert safety seat that will vibrate when you're not paying attention. And it's also got an automatic glove compartment. And why would you buy a car without an automatic cup holder? It's also got the Q system to keep you connected. You know me, I think you should get in a car, drive to your destination, and do all your talking and texting when you get there. But hey, it's here to stay. So maybe companies like GM have finally said, if we can't fight them, we might as well join them.
Customers being connected, that's something we're not going to get around. If you think about it, 7 years ago, the iPhone didn't even exist. Today, 70% of Canadians carry some kind of smartphone. So you really can't get away from it. So the goal ultimately is to provide ways that customers can connect to the vehicle that are safer and then reduce distraction.
Should the Germans be worried?
The Germans are a fine make. I know that they're probably thinking about us a little bit more than they did 10 years ago. There's lots of market out there for everybody. We just like to get more than our fair share going forward.
So does longer, lower, and leaner make the new CTS a better vehicle? Well, I've only had one full day behind the wheel, but I have to say yes. Now, should Mercedes and BMW shoppers check this one out? Definitely. I mean, they all have 3 different personalities, but that's what I like about this new car. It does have its own distinct personality. Now, I only got a chance to drive the base V6, not the twin turbo with 420 horsepower. Some other journalists did drive it, and when I asked their opinion, they could only come up with a one-word answer: wow.